Makes it worse. One Sunday we were in church. It was a great example. We were in church, and I had noticed over the last few weeks that our pastor was losing weight, and he looked great. So one Sunday we were at church, and service was over. We start filing out through the center aisle, and I walk up to the pastor, and I said, "Pastor, I just got to tell you something. I noticed you've been losing weight over the last few weeks. I just want you to know you look great." He goes, "Wow." He goes, "Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you noticing that." And I go, "What are you doing? You dieting, lifting weights? What's up?" He goes, "No, actually," he goes, "all I do is I go to the gym and I swim laps for an hour." I said, "That's it?" He goes, "That's all I'm doing." I go, "Well, keep it up, man. It's working." I said, "You know, my granddaddy was a lap swimmer." He said, "Was he really?" I said, "Oh, yeah." But this was before all these fancy gyms. You know, he'd just go over to the YMCA and swim laps in their pool. And I said, I can even remember a little boy sitting on the edge of the pool in my swim trunks watching granddaddy swim laps for an hour back and forth. I said, but all he knew how to do was doggy style. So he just do doggy style up and down the pool for an hour. And the pastor looked at me and went, "Oh," and then walked off. I looked at Gail, I said, "What's his problem?" She goes, "It's doggy paddle, Bill." Tomato, tomato. So where we live in the mountains of Utah right now. And about 2 winters ago, we had a great western horned owl sitting up in the eaves above our front porch. And he was there for like 6-8 weeks, long enough that Gail named him. She goes, "I'm going to call him Ollie." I go, "You can call him whatever you want. He ain't going to come to you. It's a wild animal." She goes, "He's Ollie the owl." I'm like, oh, God. One day Gail said, "Hey, Ollie's sitting out in the driveway." And I go, "That ain't normal. Owls don't just sit in people's driveways." So I walked to the front door and looked out the window. I'm like, "Yeah, he's sitting right there." And so she goes, "Do you think he's hurt?" I go, "I don't know. He looks kind of weird. You know, it's like he's kind of drunk." And she said, "Well, call the Utah Fish and Game people, Fish and Wildlife." So I called the Utah Fish and Wildlife office and I go, "Hey, I got a great western horned owl in my driveway and he's not moving." The guy goes, "Well, that doesn't sound good." I go, "Yeah." I said, "Can you guys come get him?" And they go, "Well, we don't really do that." I said, "It's in your title, Fish and Wildlife." He goes, "Nah, I know, but we don't do that." That'd be like going to a tire store and the guy goes, "Yeah, we really don't deal in tires." So he said, "Well, here, I got a number for you to call. It's called the Northern Utah Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. And it's a great thing. These people take wounded animals and fix them up." So I called this lady and I said, "Hey, I'm Bill Engvall." And she goes, "Oh, hey, I'm a fan." I said, "Thanks a lot." I said, "I've got a great western horned owl." Because these things are they're like this tall. And I said, "I got a great western horned owl that's sitting in my driveway." She goes, "That's not normal." And I go, "Yeah, I didn't think so either." She goes, "Can you walk out and look at him?" I go, "No." She said, "Why not?" And I go, "Have you seen the claws on this thing?" She goes, "They're called talons." I go, "Whatever, they cut flesh." I go, "From where I'm looking, he looks a little drunk." She goes, "I need you to go out there and get a closer look." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm walking out to this owl and I'm talking to it. Like, hey, buddy, don't do anything crazy. Just want to take a little look at you." And he kind of looks at me like this, and one of his pupils is like really big. And so I'm on the phone, I go, "Okay, yeah, one of his pupils is really dilated." The girl goes, "Oh, that's not good. He's probably been hit by a car or a truck or something." She goes, "I'm going to need you to catch him." I said, "I'm sorry, what?" She goes, "I need you to catch him." And I'm like, "Are you just making this up as we go along?" So she goes, "Do you have a towel?" And I go, "Yeah, we're not homeless. We have towels." She goes, "Go get a bath towel and I want you to drop it on him." I go, "So, okay, you want me to piss off the owl with talons that can cut my jugular?" And she goes, "If he's hurt, he's not going to move." So I got a towel and like I'm a matador, I'm walking out like this. And I go, "Hey, buddy, just trying to help you out here." And all of a sudden he goes and flies up into the eaves. But now he's hanging upside down, which birds don't do. And then he just drops into a snowbank. So I drop the towel on him, I wrap him up, and I go, "Okay, I've got him now." And she goes, "Okay, do you have a box?" And I go, "Yeah, we need a box." Gail brings a shoe box with the price tag still on it. And I go, we're not gonna cut him up, honey. The whole bird's gotta fit in there. So she goes and gets a moving box, and we put him in the box, and she goes, okay, now I'm gonna need you to bring him to me. It's a 2-hour drive on a Friday in the Utah mountains. Snow, and it's like, this is not a good mix. So I put the box in the back seat of my truck, and we start driving. About halfway there, I look over, and Gail's crying. I go, what are you crying about? And she goes, what if he doesn't make it? I go, honey, there's a good chance he's not gonna make it. He got smacked by a truck or a car, and he's not our pet, okay? He's a wild animal. And she's like, well, you don't have to be so heartless. I go, I'm not being heartless, I'm just being real. So we're driving, and all of a sudden, we were about an hour out, and all of a sudden, from the box, I hear, I'm like, oh, Jesus. If this thing comes to life and jumps out of that box, this truck is gonna look, you remember the movie Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
When they blew that guy's brains out, that's what the cab of my truck will look like, with this bird trying to get out, you know. And I'm talking to him now like they're my kid, like, hey, you kids, settle down back there. Please don't fly out of that box, because they don't want to die right now. And he kind of settles in. We get to the Utah Rehabilitation Center. I said, Gail, be ready, because this bird may be dead. So I set the box up on the counter, and unbelievable, this owl is still alive. So the lady said, well, just leave him here, we'll rehab him, and we'll let you know how it goes. So we drop him off and leave. 7 months later, they called me and they said, hey, Ollie's been rehabbed and he's ready to be re-released into the wild. I'm like, well, that's good. Thank you very much for taking care of him. They go, we'd like to release him at your house. Why? She said, well, they're territorial and that was his territory. So we don't want to release him in a new area so he doesn't have to learn it. He'll kind of know the area. I go, okay, that's fine. She goes, we're going to do it at night because they're nocturnal animals. So they show up one night. And he's in a crate, but it's been modified. So there's 2 latches on the front, and then there's a handle that you pull this way.